You are nothing but a disgrace to this family, Mr. Abuchi said. Papa, please, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. Please have mercy on me, Ijeoma said. Mr. Abuchi looked at Ijeoma and said, how could you do this to us? How? Your mother will be rolling in her grave. Welcome to Tales with Zika. On this channel, you get to enjoy life-changing family drama with lots of moral lessons. So let's dive into the story of the day. Ijeoma is the daughter of Mr. Abuchi. Ijeoma lost her mother when she was in secondary school. So her eldest brother and father always protected her and restricted her movements. Ijeoma always wanted to be free. She didn't like the idea of house arrest. She loved to go out and have fun. But her father and eldest brother Osita won't allow her. Soon, Ijeoma entered into the university. She was to study microbiology. It's a 4 year course. In her 100 level, she attended classes and studied hard, as her brother was also in the same school as hers. But we will soon be rounding up. He always checked up on her to be sure she didn't hang out with the wrong set of people. Ijeoma got tired of this. She always told him, Osita, stop babysitting me. I can take care of myself. But Osita didn't listen to whatsoever she had to say. When Osita was done with the university, he graduated with a first class. While he was leaving the university, he pleaded with Ijeoma to be very careful, telling her that she would still enjoy life. It is better to concentrate with your academics first, then after school, you can do whatsoever you want, Osita said. Ijeoma looked at him and told him, okay, thank you very much for your advice. Ijeoma, who is now in 300 level, still adhered to her brother's advice and never went partying or clubbing. Even though she wanted to do all those things deep down, but she held herself. As she thought to herself, what if something bad happens to me when I go clubbing? How will my father feel about that? Ijeoma always studied hard. She wanted to make her father proud like her brother Osita, who graduated with a first class. And her father, Mr. Abuchi, out of excitement, sent him abroad to study for his masters. So Ijeoma wanted the same for herself. Her brother Osita always kept in touch with her, telling her beautiful things about overseas, making Ijeoma yearn for overseas and first class more than anything. One day, her closest friend Jessica was celebrating her birthday and Ijeoma was invited. When Ijeoma got to the location, she found out it was a club. The music was so loud that she could barely hear what her friends were saying. She thought to herself, why is the music this loud? Are they all suffering from ear problem? While sitting down and tapping her feet, a young guy, a bit older than she is, approached her and offered to buy her a drink, to which Ijeoma bluntly refused. The man, whose name was Nonso, calmly walked back to his friends, who had dared him to win Ijeoma over. When Nonso got to his clique of friends, he told them she refused though. One of his friends named Afam was so angry. You mean that girl turned you down? I go show her say now we dey run this bar. Nonso, who didn't think much of what Afam said, sat down and continued drinking. When the birthday party was over, Ijeoma and her friends went back to their lodge. Ijeoma told her roommate that her birthday was very beautiful and fun. Then she asked, why was the music too loud? Jessica, who responded by saying, it's a club, so the music must be loud. Ijeoma took her bath and went to bed. The next day, she continued with her day-to-day activities, going to class, from classes back to the hostel to eat, after which she goes to the library to read her books. Ijeoma, who is now in final year, she was so glad to be the second best student in her class and her course. The first had a CGPA of 5.0, whereas she had 4.9. Her plan was to beat him and beat the best. Things were going on well until her birthday came up. Her roommate convinced her to take them clubbing. They all promised they would be returning early like that of Jessica's. So Ijeoma accepted. When they got to the club, everything was going on well until Jessica, who knew the DJ in the club, told him that today was Ijeoma's birthday. So the DJ quickly made an announcement and he started singing, "One shot for the birthday girl, one shot for the birthday girl, happy birthday IJ." And people in the club started spraying her lots of money. Some even paid their bills. Ijeoma was having fun. She was so excited, but she also kept track of time. Afam, who walked up to Ijeoma and gave her a drink he had already spiked, wishing her happy birthday. Ijeoma didn't want to take it at first, but she thought to herself, it's just a harmless drink and everyone here is celebrating me. So Ijeoma took the drink. After Ijeoma took it, she noticed she started feeling dizzy. She decided to go to the restroom to wash her face, hoping that when she returned, she would tell the girls it was time to head out. Afam and his clique of friends were observing her movements. The moment they saw her walking towards the restroom, they followed her. Ijeoma, who wasn't conscious of her environment, sat down on the toilet seat, trying to get herself back, but to no avail. Afam walked up to her. He knew she couldn't shake off the drug he had put in her drink. He turned and told Nonso, I have done my part. Prove to us you are man enough. Nonso, who didn't want to, but he couldn't be ridiculed by his friends. So he took advantage of Ijeoma that night. When he was done, Afam asked one of his boys to go call Ijeoma's friends, telling them he saw her in the bathroom sleeping. Jessica was told Ijeoma was sleeping in the bathroom, but she was a bit shocked, so she suspected something must be wrong. When she got there, she looked at Ijeoma and it felt like her dress was tampered with. She knew someone had done something. She quickly carried her back to their hostel. Throughout that night, Nonso couldn't sleep. He was shaking on his bed. What have I done? Why did I do something like this? Jeez! What if someone did this to my own sister? God, I have to look for her and apologize to her. Why did I choose to prove to be a man over my own sanity and that girl's sanity? God, oh. Ijeoma, who woke up the next morning with a bad headache, she felt so strange generally. Jessica told her what had happened yesterday and Ijeoma started crying. She was very scared. What is this? I only wanted to have fun with my friends. Why? Why did this happen to me? Jessica calmed her down and advised that they went to the clinic. Jessica took Ijeoma to the clinic. She was properly examined. When the result was out, she was okay. Ijeoma was so happy. She felt bad at first about all that had happened the previous nights, but she thanked God she was okay. The doctor who told her she could make a case with this, but she refused as she didn't want to get involved in police drama and she was also avoiding the topic from getting to her father's ears. So she continued with her daily life, chasing her dreams. Nonso, who broke up with his friends, went to the club every night hoping to see Ijeoma so as to ask for her forgiveness. But he never saw her as she never visited the club again. Few months down the line, Ijeoma found that she was pregnant. She couldn't believe it at all. She asked the doctor to do a test over and over again. Ijeoma became devastated. Her roommates advised her to get rid of the baby, but she refused. She thought to herself, they were still the people who advised me to go clubbing, and that happened to me. What if I go to get rid of this baby and something worse happens to me? No, I can't do that. Instead, she struggled to run around with her studies. and she still made a first class. But she was too scared to face her father. How am I going to face my father in the States? Ijeoma asked. Ijeoma didn't have anywhere else to go, so she had to go back home. When her father saw her, he was so angry. He couldn't believe his eyes. He was so disappointed. Ijeoma could see the disappointment in his face. He immediately started shouting at her. What am I seeing there? Don't tell me you're pregnant. Who has that baby? Who? Mr. Abuchi asked. Ijeoma said, I don't know, Dad. I was drugged. You were drugged? Were you in school and someone came to drug you? Or were you on your bed sleeping and someone came to drug you? When I was telling you to behave yourself, you thought I was pushing you too hard. Have you seen the disgrace you've brought upon this family? Your mother will be rolling in her grave. Mr. Abuchi angrily told her to pack her things first thing tomorrow morning and leave his house. That night, Mr. Abuchi gave it a deep thought. If I send her out, where will she go to? Am I sending her back to the lion's den? Will sending her out make me a better father? Will my wife ever forgive me for this act? It's a mistake. I understand. I will send her out, but I will punish her heavily. The next day, Mr. Apuchi woke up very early and sat in front of his house. When Ijeoma was about to leave, he called her back and told her, Ijeoma, I have accepted your apologies. You can stay, but there are conditions to your stay. Number one, you're going to be working in my company. No masters for you, as you will soon be a mother. Number two, whatever you earn while working is what you're going to use to take care of your child. I will not help you in any way, but it is time you understand what it means to be an adult. Ijeoma, who accepted all the rules and thanked her father greatly. Mr. Abichi was nice and all loving. He didn't talk or insult her after that day. Ijeoma also tried her best to avoid anything that would get her father upset. Ijeoma gave birth to a bouncing baby girl, very beautiful. Her eyes were beautiful like the stars. She was named Ozioma. Ozioma was Mr. Abuchi's handbag. He loved Ozioma so much and carried her everywhere he went to. He told Ijeoma that Ozioma reminds him of when she was little. But it was funny as Mr. Abuchi still bought everything needed in the house. Ijeoma was so happy. She was earning well from her father's company, which is a construction company. So she didn't have to bother. One day, Mr. Abuchi's friend Nduka visited them. The moment Nduka entered the house and saw Ozioma, he could see his son's face all over her. But he kept calm as his son never made mention of having a child. When Abuchi saw his friend Nduka, they conversed about the mega deal that was coming up soon and agreed to finalize in the office. The next day, Nduka came with his son Nonso to Mr. Abuchi's construction company. When they were done signing the necessary papers, Ijeoma walked in to tell her father something. When Nonso saw her, his heart melted. He thought to himself, it's been 5 years. How do I bring myself to tell her I was the one that slept with her and asked for her forgiveness? Nonso decided to ask for a dinner since Mr. Abuchi was his father's friend. Mr. Abuchi, who accepted since it was his friend's son that was asking, but told him that he had to come to the house as Ijeoma couldn't leave the house for now. The next day, Nonso dressed up looking so nice and went to Ijeoma's place. He was welcomed by Mr. Abuchi, Ijeoma, and Ozioma. The moment he saw Ozioma, he knew Ozioma was his child. She looked so much like him when he was young. He started having cold feet, and all of a sudden, he started coughing. He thought to himself, this is too much. How can I ask for forgiveness of taking advantage of her and at the same time getting her pregnant? Will her father ever forgive me? Nonso was really scared and he was sweating all over his body. Nonso was ushered to the dining area where they ate and had fun. After eating, he asked Ijeoma for her number, so they exchanged number. He then left. That was how Nonso became a constant visitor in Mr. Abuchi's house, making Mr. Abuchi surprised. He even asked his daughter, Ijeoma, is Nonso showing interest in you? Ijeoma responded, Dad, he has not said anything yet, but I will let you know when he does. Nonso comes to the house every day, buying so much gifts for both Ijeoma and Ozioma. He was trying to win them over before breaking the news to Ijeoma. After 6 months, Nonso opened up to Ijeoma and begged for her forgiveness, pleading that he was ignorant then and was a fool, that please Ijeoma should forgive him, and he was willing to make amends for everything. Ijeoma, who was already in love with him, but the moment Nonso made his confession, it felt like all the love ran away. Her heart was broken. She felt devastated. Immediately, she sent him out of her house and she started crying. Mr. Abuchi, who saw his daughter crying and asked her what the matter was, she told him everything. He was angry. So you mean Nonso is the person that did that to you? I am greatly disappointed in Nonso and also his father Ndoka. I am going to query Ndoka. I must talk to Ndoka. Ijeoma, who pleaded with her father, Daddy, please, no, it's not necessary. We can actually solve it amicably, but I don't think I can ever forgive Nonso. He was angry, but he thought to himself, Nonso is the father. That means for him to be asking for forgiveness, he is willing to take you serious. Then he told his daughter, My daughter, I am upset, but I would like you to see it from a different angle. You like him, right? And he likes you. Since he is the biological father, you're sure he won't change at any point. Because any man who gets married to you now might not be willing to take care of Ozioma. Instead of rejecting him, allow him to keep on making up for lost moments. So yes, you are permitted to be upset, but getting married to him is a better option. A lot of young men won't open up to you or even marry the person involved. So please take your time, give it a thought. If you're okay with Nonso, I will forgive him and let you marry him. But please let me know and I will give you my blessings if you ever think Nonso is worthy of marriage. Ijeoma, who gave it a thought, though she refused talking to Nonso for almost 3 months, woke up one day and agreed. So Mr. Abuchi gave Ijeoma and Nonso their blessings. And with time, the family was blessed with more children. There are so many moral lessons to this story. Number one, never accept a drink, be it opened or not, from a stranger because you don't know what he or she has done to the drink. Number two, don't allow peer pressure push you into doing things that will ruin your life or make you ask for forgiveness. And the last one is for parents. No matter how upset you are as a parent, you are permitted to discipline with the right hand, but always remember to draw your child closer with the left hand, as a lot of parents seem to make mistake choosing discipline over everything and might never have the opportunity to make amends. This is the end of my story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share to loved ones as it helps the channel to grow. Thank you for listening to us. Bye for now till we meet again in our next story.